What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. Today, I'm doing my official 2024 NASCAR Silly Season predictions. We're going through all the part-time entries and the full-time entries for 2024. So anyways, let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. We're going to have by starting to talk about the one car for Trackhouse Racing. This has already been confirmed as Ross Chastain in February signed a multi-year contract extension with Trackhouse Racing, where he'll be with Trackhouse Racing for many, many years to come. Ross Chastain's already scored 3 wins at Trackhouse Racing over the last couple years, and he looks to add on more success for Trackhouse Racing in 2024 and beyond. He also will be sponsored by Busch Beer in the 2024 season for 18 races with a multi-year deal with that sponsorship as well. I think he will have a pretty good year in 2024. Up next, how about the 2-car for Team Penske? This has already been confirmed as Austin will continue driving a 2-car for Team Penske in 2024. A big reason being is because he is son of Tim Cindric, who is the president of Team Penske. Austin has struggled in the 2023 season. I think 2024 will be a better season for Austin in the 2 team. He's starting to use Joe Logano setups, and hopefully he can start performing better on the racetrack at the end 2023 and do better in 2024. Up next, how about the 3-car for Rich Choice Racing? This has already been confirmed as Austin Dillon will continue driving a 3-car in 2024 for RCR, as he has a contract right now through 2025. And I would not be surprised or shocked that he gets extension sometime in 2023 or 2024. Austin Dillon, while he struggled in 2023, I think he will improve in the 2024 season. He's starting to show a little bit of signs of flashes of brilliance here at the end of the year. Hopefully Austin Dillon can improve in 2024. Up next, how about the 4-car for Stewart-Haas Racing? This was confirmed a few months ago. We obviously know Kevin Harvick is retiring at the end of the 2023 season. So it was announced about a month ago that Josh Berry is going to start driving the 4-car for Stewart-Haas Racing in the 2024 season with Ronnie Childers as the crew chief. Well, he's not scored a win in Xfinity this year, Josh Berry has. A lot of people look at Josh Berry as someone who could really do a good job with Stewart-Haas Racing. While I'm not expecting him to set the world on fire with Stewart-Haas Racing in 2024, I think he'd definitely be a playoff threat in the 2024 season. I think he's going to have a solid year, and I think he will contend for maybe some outside chances at victories in 2024. Up next, how about the 5-car for Hendrick Motorsports? This is already confirmed as Kyle Larson will continue driving the 5-car for Hendrick Motorsports through the 2026 season. With how good Kyle Larson has been performing at Hendrick Motorsports, I would expect that he is going to get another multi-year extension sometime in 2024 or 2025. I think Kyle Larson has a chance to win the 2024 NASCAR Cup Series Championship, might win more races as well, and it looks to continue an already really good career in Cup and looks to win more races with Hendrick Motorsports. Up next, how about the 6-car for RFK Racing? Where I know is continuing driving this car, and that is going to be Brad Keselowski. Brad Keselowski's been driving this car for the last 2 years and really has taken RFK Racing from being a big pack team or almost back of the pack team to being a team that can make the playoffs on a year-by-year basis. Brad Keselowski, I think, is on the verge of getting some victories in the NASCAR Cup Series, and I think he's going to continue bringing a lot of great success and a lot of great things to RFK long term. He'll continue driving the 6-car for RFK Racing in 2024. Up next, how about the 7-car for Spire Motorsports? This has been confirmed this past week that Corey LaJoie will continue driving the 7 for Spire Motorsports for the next few seasons. Corey LaJoie is one of the most underrated drivers in the NASCAR Cup Series field and has taken Spire Motorsports from being a back-of-the-pack team to being a pretty solid team in the NASCAR Cup Series. I think he's going to continue doing that. I think this team could have an outside chance of maybe having a shot to make the playoffs in 2024 as they have gotten a big partnership with Gamebridge. I think Corey LaJoie is going to continue bringing success to Spire Motorsports in 2024. Up next, how about the 8-car for Rich Choice Racing? This has already been confirmed as Kyle Busch will continue to drive for Rich Choice Racing for many years to come. He has already scored 3 wins in the NASCAR Cup Series in 2023 and looks to win more races by the end of the year and win his 3rd NASCAR Cup Series championship. He's made RCR relevant once again. He's done a really solid job, and he will continue doing that in the 2024 season as he looks to win more races and more championships in 2024 as well. Up next, how about the 9-car for Hendrick Motorsports? This has already been confirmed as Chase Elliott will continue driving the 9-car for Hendrick Motorsports through the 2027 season. While Chase Elliott's had an off year in 2023, I think he still will have a chance to come back from what he's done in 2023 and do much better in 2024 and be back in Championship 4. Chase Elliott is a very solid driver and already a NASCAR Hall of Famer, in my opinion. I think he's done a lot of great things at Cup, already Cup Series Championship at this point, and I think he will continue doing good things in 2024. Up next, how about the 10 car for Suarez Racing? Now, the 10 car, we don't know at this point who is going to be driving this car, as Eric Almirola has not made a decision on his future past 2023. My expectation is that Eric Almirola is going to make a decision. I think the decision is that he is going to retire at the end of the 2023 season. So the question is, who's going to take 10 car in 2024? My prediction right now is that Michael McDowell is going to drive the 10 car in 2024. He's the favorite. He's got veteran experience. Drew Blickenserver is the crew chief of that 10 car, which Michael McDowell did work with Drew Blickenserver in 2020 and 2021 when they won the Daytona 500. I think that Michael McDowell goes to 10 for Suarez Racing. I think they're looking for veteran experience. I think Michael McDowell drives a 10 car for SHR in 2024. Up next, how about the 11 car for Joe Gibbs Racing? Well, this has not been confirmed at this point. It is expected Denny Hamlin will sign a multi-year contract extension with Joe Gibbs Racing and continue driving the 11 for years to come. Now, it's unclear how long the deal will be. I would expect at Denny Hamlin's age, he's probably going to sign a 2 or 3 year extension with Joe Gibbs Racing. With how good Denny Hamlin still is as a race car driver, I think he continue bringing a lot of success to the Joe Gibbs Racing organization, looks to win more races, and finally get his first championship, either in 2023 or 2024. Up next, how about the 12 car for Team Penske? This has already been confirmed as last year Ryan Blaney signed a multi-year contract extension with Team Penske. Ryan Blaney ended his winless streak at the Coke 600 in 2023 and looks to win more races and finally get his first NASCAR Cup Series championship and continue winning more races than one every single season. Hopefully Ryan Blaney can do that, and he will continue for sure driving the number 12 car for Team Penske in the 2024 season. Up next, how about the 13 car for Kaulig Racing? Kaulig Racing has ran a third car at some point in 2023 season. We've seen Chandler Swift make a couple starts, and we've also seen Jonathan Davenport make his debut. I'm expecting the 13 car to return in 2024 with Chandler Swift making multiple starts in this car. Chandler Swift, obviously, I think a very underrated and a good driver, having a pretty solid Xfinity Series season in the 2023 year, has an outside chance to win the title. And I think he will get more Cup starts in 2024 and return their Xfinity Series program in 2024. Up next, how about the 14 car for Suarez Racing? This has already been confirmed that Chase Briscoe will continue driving the 14 car for Suarez Racing in 2024 as he signed a multi-year contract extension with the team in the offseason. Chase Briscoe, while he struggled in 2023, had a rough season. Chase Briscoe is still a very solid driver, and I think he's going to continue doing a lot of great things with Suarez Racing, hoping improving in the 2024 season and looking to try to get that team more victories. Up next, how about the 15 car for Rick Ware Racing? Now, Rick Ware Racing, I think, is going to downsize from two full-time entries to one full-time entry and one part-time entry in 2024 with the 15 team. And I think it's going to be a rotation team between drivers like J.J. Yeley, Cole Custer, and I think Haley Deegan could make her first ever NASCAR Cup Series start in 2024 as well. And I also think Riley Herbst is going to be in consideration to make starts with this team. But I think with them focusing more on the 51 car, which we'll get into a little bit, I think they're going to downsize this program in 2024. Up next, how about the 16 car for Kaulig Racing? While nothing has been confirmed for the 2024 season for AJ Allmendinger, I expect that he is going to return to the 16 car for the team in 2024. I think he's been having a lot more fun, especially as of recently, and I think Kaulig Racing does want to keep him around in 2024. He's got a chance to make the playoffs in the 2023 season, and I think he will continue looking to have more success with the team in 2024, especially with how good he is on road courses. Up next, how about the 17 car for RFK? This has already been confirmed as Chris Buescher will continue driving the 17 for RFK in 2024. Chris Buescher's already won 2 races with the team in the last 2 seasons, and he will continue having more success with the team as he looks to be, at some point one day, maybe a championship threat and a championship contender, and looks to win more races and looks to do great things with RFK long-term and leads this team to a long-term victory. He will continue driving the 17 car in 2024 for RFK. Up next, how about the 19 car for Joe Gibbs Racing? This has just been confirmed in the last day or two that Martin Truex Jr. will return to the 19 car for Joe Gibbs Racing in 2024. Now, it's unclear if 2024 could be his last year or not, but it's only a 1-year extension with the team. Sponsors really have loved Martin Truex Jr., and it doesn't surprise me considering how good of a season Martin Truex Jr. has had this year, where he has actually scored 3 wins and could win his second NASCAR Cup Series championship. Martin Truex Jr. has the pace and the speed and will continue driving the 19 car for JGR in 2024. Up next, how about the 20 car for Joe Gibbs Racing? This has already been confirmed that Christopher will continue driving the 20 car for Joe Gibbs Racing in 2024. Christopher's been having a really good year, though. He's only won one race. He's still been pretty consistent. While struggled at times, he's got a chance to win more races in 2023, and I think he definitely can win more races in 2024. The more experience he gets, the better he becomes, and he will continue driving the number 20 car for Joe Gibbs Racing in the 2024 season. Up next, how about the 21 car for the Wood Brothers? While nothing's been confirmed at this point, I would expect that Harrison Burton is going to return to the 21 car for the Wood Brothers in 2024. Now, I know Harrison Burton has struggled with the Wood Brothers this season, but Harrison Burton has sponsorship and funding benefiting him with Dax Imaging, and I think he can start showing some signs of improvement. But I think 2024 could be a make or break year for Harrison Burton. By the third year, you got to start showing some stuff. He has been struggling this year, but I do believe that they will give him another chance and will continue driving the 21 car in 2024. Up next, how about the 22 car for Team Penske? This has already been confirmed as Joey Logano will continue driving the 22 car for Team Penske through the 2028 season. Joey Logano's had a pretty good year in 2023. He's looking to win back-to-back championships and win his third NASCAR Cup Series championship this season. Has won a lot of races throughout his career and will continue driving the 22 car in 2024. Up next, how about the 23 car for 2311 Racing? This has already been confirmed as Bubba Wallace will continue driving the 23 car for 2311 in 2024. Now, for any craft notice on the Door Bumper Clear podcast that apparently Bubba Wallace only has a contract right now through 2024. But with how good Bubba Wallace has been performing in 2023, I would expect that he is likely going to get a multi-year extension. They made this team basically for Bubba Wallace, and he's been having a good year. While he's not won a race at this point yet, I would imagine that Bubba Wallace wants to continue driving for his team long-term, bring a lot of success, and make 2311 Racing a great organization, and will continue trying to do that in 2024. Up next, how about the 24 car for Hendrick Motorsports? This has already been confirmed as William Byron will continue driving the 24 car for Hendrick through 2025. And I would imagine maybe sometime this year or early next year, he's going to get a multi-year extension. William Byron's having a career year of already 4 wins in 2023 and is looking to win his first NASCAR Cup Series championship this season. I think he's got the pace and the speed to do that in the 2024 series season, and I think he's only going to get better, and I wouldn't be surprised or shock me if he wins the championship this year or next season. Up next, how about the 30 car for 3F Racing? Now, 3F Racing is talking about entering the NASCAR Cup Series over the last couple of years. We know they've hired Ryan Vargas very recently in the last couple of weeks or so, and I think that they are going to join the Cup Series and make some select starts in 2024, and I do believe that Justin Allgaier is going to drive that 30 car. Now, Justin Allgaier, we're not sure what's going on for 2024 at this given moment, maybe making some more Cup starts, but I think he will drive the 30 for 3F Racing in select starts. Up next, how about the 31 car for Kaulig Racing? Now, it's already been announced that Justin Haley will be moving on to Ricker Racing in 2024. So who's going to take the 31 car? Well, right now, the favorite to take over the 31 car in 2024 right now is Austin Hill. Austin Hill's having a career year in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, already winning 4 races this year. Second in most wins, with John Hunter having 5 wins up to this point this season. I expect that Austin Hill is going to take the 31 car. He's got sponsorship funding, and also we've seen that he was getting congratulated by Kaulig Racing at Pocono a couple weeks ago. So I believe that you're going to see Austin Hill driving the 31 car in 2024. Up next, how about the 33 car for Rich Cholis Racing? Now, I do believe that Rich Cholis Racing will have a third car in 2024 on a part-time basis. And I think that they're going to split the ride between Sheldon Creed, who drives a 2-car for RCR, and Ty Dillon, who I think will be out of the Cup Series full-time in 2024. I think Sheldon Creed wants to run some Cup starts. He's actually making his debut later this year at Kansas in September in the next month. And also, of course, Ty Dillon is, I think, like I said, going to be out of Spire Motorsports. So I think the ride is going to be split between Sheldon Creed and Ty Dillon. And I'll throw out another driver, Matt DiBenedetto. I could see him making some starts maybe for RCR in 2024 in Cup. Up next, how about the 34 car for Front Row Motorsports? I already predicted that Michael McDowell is going to be jumping away from Front Row and moving up to the 10 for Stuart Haas Racing. So who takes the 34 car in 2024? Well, I predict that Zane Smith is going to drive the 34 car for Front Row Motorsports in 2024. Zane Smith has said publicly in the last month that he wants to make a decision for 2024, and Front Row has a contract with him through 2026. So I expect that Zane Smith will be moving up to the Cup Series full-time in 2024, and I do believe that it will be a Front Row Motorsports. He deserves a chance. He's been good in the Truck Series, had made some select Cup starts, scored a top 10 in the Coke 600. I expect him to be driving a 34 car full-time in 2024. Up next, how about the 36 car for Front Row Motorsports? Front Row Motorsports at times has ran his 36 car in the Cup Series in 2023, and I think they bring it back on a part-time basis in 2024. I predict that Ty Majeski currently drives the 98 truck for ThorSport Racing. I think he's going to make some select starts in the 36 car for this team in 2024. Ty Majeski, a really talented driver who deserves a chance and opportunity. He's been solid in the Truck Series, looking to win his first championship in 2023. And the trucks, I think he will be driving the 36 in 2024. Up next, how about the 38 car for Front Row Motorsports? While nothing's been announced in regards to the 38 car, and while Todd Gillen has not made a decision on his future for 2024, I do believe that Todd Gillen will be back in the 38 car for Front Row Motorsports. The 38 cars ran the best it's ever ran, and Todd Gillen has done a really good job. He's sitting 24th or 25th in points currently at the moment. I do believe that Todd Gillen will be in the 38 once again next year. He will, I think, have better sponsorship funding, and I think Front Row does want to keep him around in 2024. Up next, how about the 41 car for Suarez Racing? While nothing's been confirmed for 2024 in regards to the 41 car, I'm expecting Ryan Preece to continue driving this car. While he has struggled in 2024-3, I should say, we all know that Suarez Racing has not had a good year in the 2023 season. I think the team will try to improve in 2024. Ryan Preece has shown some flashes of brilliance, had a really good clash going for Electrical Issues came into play, and had a great race at Richmond. And also had a good race at Martinsville going for a speeding penalty. So I expect Ryan Preece to drive the 41 car next year in 2024. Plus, he has sponsorship and funding. Up next, how about the 42 car for Legacy Motor Club? Now, Legacy Motor Club had a really big bombshell announcement earlier today that Noah Gragson has been suspended. And I'm not expecting Noah Gragson back in the 42 car in the 2024 season. So, who do I think is taking over the 42 car in 2024? I think John Hunter Nemechek is taking the 42 car in 2024. There's been a rumbling of rumors that the 42 car could be open, and I think it is going to be open for John Hunter. He's having a great year in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, and while with Mark Truex Jr. coming back in 2024 confirmed, I do believe that John Hunter, with this talent, I think he will be driving the 42 car, which will be not the first time he's driven a 42 car. As he drove the 42 car for Chip Ganassi and Xfinity in 2018. I think John Hunter will get the 42 car in 2024, but have a good year in Xfinity and deserves a chance to go back to the Cup Series. Up next, how about the 43 car for Legacy Motor Club? This has been confirmed. Eric Jones will continue driving the 43 car for Legacy Motor Club in 2024. Eric Jones, while he struggled in 2023, he's still a very underrated and a very solid driver in this series. And I do believe that Legacy Motor Club is going to improve with the Toyota support as they switch to Toyota in 2024. I think they're going to improve with that support, and Eric Jones, I think, will do better in 2024. Up next, how about the 45 car for 2311 Racing? This has already been confirmed. Tyler Reddick will continue driving the 45 car for this team in 2024. Tyler Reddick's already scored a win with this team that came at Circuit Americas, but it has been an up and down year for this team in 2023. But I think in 2024, this team is going to continue taking the right steps, take the next step, get better on pit road as well, and show what they're capable of, and might get multiple victories with this team in 2024. Up next, how about the 47 car for JTG Doherty Racing? It's already been confirmed that Ricky Stenhouse Jr. signed a multi-year contract extension last year at the National Weekend, so Ricky Stenhouse Jr. will continue driving his 47 car in 2024. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. has had a career in the NASCAR Cup Series, already won the Daytona 500, and also is currently 13th or 14th in the regular season points, has scored a lot of some top fives and scored a couple top tens as well. Having a very solid year, Stenhouse is starting to come in his own and will continue driving the 47 car in 2024. Up next, how about the 48 car for Hendrick Motorsports? This has already been confirmed, and it was announced earlier this year that Alex Bowman signed a multi-year contract extension through 2028 with Hendrick, and also will have Ally through 2028, which I would imagine they're going to see Alex Bowman get extended through 2028. While Alex Bowman has struggled with Hendrick this year, I think the 48 team has struggled, missing a lot of races due to the injury he suffered. He's trying to get back on form. It seems like the 48 team is getting a little better the last couple weeks. I expect Alex Bowman to do better and will do better in 2024. Up next, how about the 50 car for the Money Team? Now, the Money Team has only ran a couple races in their NASCAR Cup Series careers, but I do think they're going to return in 2024. And I think that Jeffrey Earnhardt will make select starts with the Money Team in 2024. And I'll throw out another name, Matt DiBenedetto. I think this ride could be split between Jeffrey Earnhardt and Matt DiBenedetto. Both drivers who really are deserving a chance and opportunity. I know the Money Team's not a great organization, but I think they're going to split the ride between Jeffrey and Matt DiBenedetto in 2024. Up next, how about the 51 car for Ricker Racing? Now, I've already talked about the fact that you're going to see Ricker downsize from 2 full-time cars to 1 part-time entry and 1 full-time entry. This full-time entry in 2024 is going to be driven by Justin Haley, who I think will drive the 51 car and sign a multi-year contract with Ricker Racing starting in 2024. Justin Haley will have support from RFK, and Braggs honestly was a big reason why you're going to see Justin Haley driving his car in 2024. Justin Haley's been having a decent year in the Cup Series, and I think he's looking at Ricker Racing as a team that really can improve in 2024. I believe he will do a solid job at Rick, where he's not going to be a championship third or contender with the team at the moment, but the team's showing some signs of improvement, and I think Justin Haley will try to help this team as he does a good job taking care of his equipment. Up next, how about the 54 car for Joe Gibbs Racing? This already confirmed. We know the Ty Gibbs will continue driving the 54 car for 2024 and for many years to come. Ty Gibbs having a pretty solid rookie season, sitting 17th in the points, only 18 points below the cutoff line, and could have a chance to maybe win a race by the end of this year. That is really impressive for a rookie. Rookies generally don't perform as good as Ty Gibbs has done this season. He's a pretty solid driver, has done good things this year, scored some top 10, scored his first career top 5 in the Cup Series. I think Ty Gibbs will continue doing good things in Cup and will continue driving this 54 car in 2024. Up next, how about the 62 car for Beard Motorsports? I expect that Beard Motorsports is going to return in 2024. I think that Ty Dillon and Daniel Hemrick are going to split this ride in 2024. Both have sponsorship and funding, and that's what Beard Motorsports is looking at. They've expanded their schedule for 2023, and I think if they give them more funding and sponsorship and split the ride between both those drivers, there'll be more funding being able to come in for both those drivers in 2024. So I think it's going to be split, and I think Ty Dillon and Daniel Hemrick split the ride. Up next, how about the 67 car for 2311 Racing? Now, 2311 Racing has ran a third car this season, and I think in 2024, they're going to expand it. Now, I think that Kurt Busch is going to be cleared to return at some point in 2024, so I think he races this car in 2024. I also think Carl Edwards is going to make a one-off in the Cup Series in 2024, as Carl Edwards has been doing simulator work for Joe Gibbs Racing, helping the Chicago Street Course event, and Carl Edwards is open to a one-off. And then Kamui Kobayashi, who's actually making his NASCAR Cup Series debut next week at the Indy Road Course. I think Kamui Kobayashi is going to drive his car in more road course races as well. So I think this is going to be a ride that runs more races. They do want to expand in the future. 2311 Racing has said they want to expand, and I think they could expand and run this car for more than multiple races that they have in 2024. Up next, how about a 77 car for Spire Motorsports? Now, Spire Motorsports, they obviously know that Corey LaJoie is returning to the 77 car, but there's been a lot of questions about the 77 car. Obviously, Corey is back in the 7, and we don't know who's in the 77 car currently at the moment. Well, my expectation is for next year is I think that Ty Dillon is going to be out at the end of the season. Ty Dillon has had a terrible year in the NASCAR Cup Series, and I think that Spire wants to move on from Ty Dillon. They've already made a crew chief change, and it's easier to make a crew chief change than a driver change. I think Ty Dillon's out, and I think that Carson Ospar will be taking over to 77 for Spire in 2024. Carson Ospar has been having a really strong year in the Truck Series, 3 wins with Nice Motorsports, and has a chance to win the championship in that respective series. Carson has a lot of talent. In his NASCAR Cup Series debut, he actually ended up basically running 16 before he had a brake rotor failure, kind of caused by him. So I think next year Carson Ospar moves up the Cup. He deserves a chance and an opportunity. Many believe he should be in Xfinity. I would not be surprised if he makes some Xfinity Series starts at Spire Motorsports next year. Carson Ospar, though, I think jumps all the way from trucks all the way up to the Cup Series. Up next, how about the 78 car for Live Fast Motorsports? Now, Live Fast Motorsports, I expect to be very similar to what they've done in 2023, splitting the ride. I think Anthony Alfredo, Josh Blickey, and BJ Cloud are going to split the ride. I think Anthony's going to get a majority of the starts in that 78 car. I think Josh Blickey will make a few starts on road courses, and BJ is going to be more in the route of basically owning the organization. I've said this for a long time. BJ should focus on being the owner and not the driver to make the team better. I think if they can do that, the team's going to get better. I think they will have split drivers in that car. Up next, how about the 84 car for Legacy Motor Club? Now, Legacy Motor Club will have a third car in 2024, as David Wilson said that Jimmy Johnson will drive the 84 for this team once again in 2024. I also think, though, that not only will Jimmy Johnson be in this car, but also I think that Sammy Smith will be driving the 84 car as well. Sammy Smith probably wants to make some Cup starts. He obviously just turned 18 last year. He's 19 currently at the moment, and I think he will make some select Cup starts with Legacy in 2024 in the number 84 car, and this car will make more starts as well. Up next, how about the 91 car for Trackhouse Racing? Now, Trackhouse Racing in the last years has ran a Project 91 car, but I do believe that Project 91 is going to be going away in 2024, or at least basically going away for the time being. Because I think in 2024, I think the 91 car is going to become a full-time organization, and I think Shane Van Gisbergen will be jumping full-time in the NASCAR Cup Series in 2024 for Trackhouse Racing. It's no secret that Shane Van Gisbergen's opening to doing some full-time stuff in the Cup Series in 2024, and Trackhouse wants to do it. I think he's going to get the opportunity, a chance to run full-time. He's making his oval debut at the IRP in the coming days. I think you're going to see Shane Van Gisbergen full-time in the Cup Series with Trackhouse. I do think Project 91 eventually will open up again, but I think it could be with another number, maybe Project 97 perhaps. But I also think that they're going to get the charter from Rico Racing as well. That's where I think they get the charter from. I think SVG drives the 91 full-time in 2024. And finally, let's talk about the 99 car for Trackhouse Racing. This already been confirmed that Daniel Suarez signed a multi-year contract extension and will continue driving for Trackhouse in 2024. While he has struggled in 2023, I think Trackhouse in general has been a little bit down on pace and speed. But I do believe that next year you're going to see this team improve, and I think Daniel Suarez will get better and perform better out on the racetrack in 2024, try to bring more success and do better out on the racetrack. He'll be back with his team in 2024 and looks to have a much better season in the 2024 season. So, that is going to be it for the 2024 NASCAR Silly Season predictions. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so you know if I win a video, does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support my Patreon as well. Links go below for that, and comment your thoughts below on today's video. What are your 2024 NASCAR Silly Season predictions? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Got a lot of content that's been on the channel over the last few days, and also a lot of great content that is going to be on the channel here in the next couple of days as well. So make sure, if you're new to the channel and enjoyed today's video, make sure to subscribe as we try to reach 2,000 subscribers on this channel. I really appreciate all the support. Got a lot of content on the way. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's special video, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.